Hello, dear students. I am Samir Velankar. I welcome all of you to this third video on merge sort. In the first video of merge sort, we saw how simple merge works and how important it was from the perspective of merge sort algorithm. The simple merge function merges two sorted partitions back to back. The first sorted partition is from F to S minus 1 and the second sorted partition is from S to T. After that, in the second video, we saw how merge sort operates. It was a very long video where each and every step of recursive merge sort was explained. In this video, I'm going to tell you about time complexity of merge sort. The time complexity of merge sort should be studied first of all by studying the time complexity of simple merge function. Because if you are asked that in the entire merge sort process, where is the sorting actually done? Where is the comparison of the array elements done? And where are the swaps done? Isn't it? The actual sorting is done by simple merge. Whereas the merge sort, the recursive merge sort, is just a calling function which repeatedly calls itself and simple merge. So, analysis of merge sort must be started with analysis of simple merge. And there is no heavy maths involved in this. Just imagine that we have got some sorted partition. This is a sorted partition. So, all the elements over here are sorted. There are four elements and we have got second sorted partitions immediately following it back to back. There are again four elements in this sorted partition and we want to merge these two sorted parts into one single sorted part. Then what we did actually in the simple merge is that we took the first element, let's call it as ith element, and compared it with the first element of the right partition, let's call it as jth element. And whichever was lesser between ai and aj was copied into temp array. Isn't it so? Temp array was an extra array taken and whichever is lesser was copied in the temp array. Now imagine that ai is lesser and ai got copied in the temp array. Then we increased I by 1. We said I should be at the second element or the next element of this left partition, but j should not advance. But by the way, you just see that we have finished one comparison of AI with AJ, and now there is a second comparison of AI with AJ getting done. So analysis of simple merge is simply count. You just have to count the number of comparisons. Isn't it so? The number of comparisons that will be done with the elements of the left part and the elements of the right part. It is not difficult to prove that in the worst case, the number of comparisons performed will be of the order of n, big O of n, where n is nothing but size of this entire part. That is, number of elements in the left plus number of elements in the right are n, and it works in the big O of n. Let me prove it with an example. Imagine that we are having two sorted partitions as 1, 3, 5, and 7. And second sorted partition is 2, then we have 4, then 6, and then 8. Now, if you count the number of comparisons, 1 is compared with 2, 1 is copied because it is lesser. Then 3 is compared with 2, 2 is lesser, so 2 is copied. By the way, now two comparisons have been done, 1 with 2 and 3 with 2. Now 3 is compared with 4. When 3 gets compared with 4, 3 gets copied. So 3 comparisons have been done. And then 5 will be compared with 4. So 4 is lesser, 4 is copied. So 4 comparisons have been done. Now 5 will be compared with 6. And 5 is lesser, so 5 is copied. Already 5 comparisons have been done now. Then 7 will be compared with 8, and 7 is lesser. Sorry, 7 will be compared with 6. I'm so sorry. 7 will be compared with 6, and 6 is copied. So 6 comparisons have been done. And now finally, 7 is compared with 8, and 7 is lesser. So 7 is copied in the temp array. And now we have come to the end of the left part because 7 also has got copied. So we stop comparison. And whatever is left out in the right partition, however number of elements are left out in the right partition, are simply copied in the temp array. So how many comparisons were really done? The number of comparisons done were 7. And you just check the number of elements over here are 8. If you go through the size of the array, the size of the left part, let's call it as uh, A1. Left partition contains 4 elements and right partition also contains 4 elements. Let's call it as A2. Then the number of comparisons needed to merge these two parts in the worst case, I'm talking about worst case, is 7, which is A1 plus A2 minus 1. But that's approximately the size of the entire part given, that is 8 elements. So actually it is n minus 1 in the worst case, the number of comparisons. But we can say that it is of the order of n because you know this is a polynomial of degree 1. Well, it's not always on, big O of n, because suppose you are given some sorted partition like this 1, 3, 5, 7 sorted part, followed by the other sorted part, let's say 8, 9, 12, 15. This is a very ideal case where both the partitions are sorted and the entire part is sorted, isn't it? This entire part is already sorted. But now the comparisons held by the simple merge will be 1 with 8, 1 is copied, then 3 with 8, 3 is copied, then 5 with 8, 5 is copied, and 7 with 8, 7 is copied, and we have come to the end of this left part because even 7 has got copied. But by the way, we have done 4 comparisons till now, and now there won't be any comparisons done because whatever is pending in the right part won't be compared, isn't it? We don't have anything to compare it with and will be simply copied into temp array. So actually, you know, the number of comparisons performed over here, if you count the number of elements are 8 elements here, 4 plus 4. Number of comparisons made were 4, which was n by 2. But you tell me, isn't n by 2 also a polynomial of degree 1? So we can say that the simple merge performs in big O of n, correct or not? Okay, I hope it was not very difficult to find out the complexity of simple merge. Just check as a summary over here. What summary you have, you know, if you have a partition which is sorted and it contains, let's say it contains A1 elements, and immediately following it we have another partition which is sorted and it contains A2 elements, then time complexity to merge this to create all A1 plus A2 elements in sorted order is nothing but big O of A1 plus A2. That is big O of number of elements in A1 and A2, isn't it? A1 plus A2. Now assume that this left part contains n by 2 elements and right part contains n by 2 elements. Then the time complexity needed to merge these two partitions of size n by 2 is O of n because the number of elements in total is n by 2 plus n by 2. That's On. Okay. We are hardly a few seconds away from completion of analysis of merge sort. Now I am writing recurrence relation for merge sort. We should write recurrence relation, isn't it? Because you know that merge sort is a recursive function. So here is the merge sort function which calls itself 2 times. What it does is exactly it finds out the midpoint. That means given an array of size n, it makes two partitions of size n by 2 and n by 2. I hope you are understanding, because we have found midpoint. So we have got two partitions of size n by 2 each. Then there is a call to merge sort which works with the left part, isn't it? Left end of the array. And then there is a merge sort call which works with the right part of the array and tries to sort them. And then there is a call to simple merge. So if you are saying that Tn is the time complexity to sort n elements, then the overall time complexity will be 2 times the time needed to sort n by 2 elements. That's what exactly we are doing. Given an array, we try to first sort the left part, and left part contains n by 2 elements. And we try to sort the right part also contains n by 2 elements. So it will be 2 times time required to sort n by 2 elements plus order of n. Now this order of n is time needed to merge, that is simple merge, the two sorted partitions. Once the two sorted partitions are surely gathered, once we know that there are two sorted partitions due to this work, we can now merge them. It's very easy then using Master's theorem, isn't it, to prove that time complexity of this is going to be n log n. Well, here we have a equal to 2 in this recurrence relation, b equal to 2, and we have n raised to k, and k is 1. And after that, there was a term log raised to p of n to the base 2. And this term is missing, so p is 0. So we have a equal to 2, b equal to 2, k equal to 1, and p equal to 0. Then we have a, which is 2, is equal to b raised to k, 2 raised to 1. So we have a case where a is equal to b raised to k. This was case 2 in our Master's theorem. And recall that the case 2 had a subcase. The subcase was talking about the value of p. The subcase was if p is greater than or equal to -1. And the second subcase was if p is equal to -1. And the third subcase was if p is less than -1. Three subcases within case 2. And you all watch that we will use this subcase because p is 0 in our exercise. Log term is missing. So p is 0, which is greater than or equal to -1. And in that subcase, it was written that Tn can be simply written as theta n to the power log of a to the base b, n to the power log of a to the base b into log raised to p plus 1. This is raised to p plus 1 of n to the base 2. So substituting the values, we will get theta n to the power log of a to the base b, but a is 2 and b is also 2. So log 2 to the base 2 is going to be 1. And after that, log raised to p plus 1. But p is 0. So 0 plus 1 is going to be log raised to 1. That is log of n to the base 2. Just observe the analysis or the time complexity of the merge sort is n log n. And you recall the analysis of quicksort was also n log n, isn't it? Both work in the same order. But then there was a twist in the tail over there. You recall that quicksort had worst case. The worst case of quicksort, QS, was O(n) square when the array was sorted or was in decreasing order, reverse order. And quicksort had the best case. The best case of quicksort was when the two partitions were always found of equal size. And that was n log n. This was the best case. But you know, merge sort is not going to have any worst case or best case. It will always work in n log n. Why really? Is because the quicksort and merge sort works differently as far as they find out the partition. In merge sort, we always find the partition by finding midpoint. And midpoint will always divide the given data into two segments of n by 2 size. So our claim of the recurrence relation let me scroll up. Our claim of recurrence relation that we will always get two partitions of size n by 2 is correct in the case of merge sort because we are finding midpoint. So, in the sense, merge sort will always perform using the same recurrence relation. You recall in the worst case, merge sort had a recurrence relation Tn is equal to Tn minus 1, Tn minus 1 plus n, isn't it? Because the data size was reduced only by 1. And in the best case, quicksort had a recurrence relation Tn is equal to 2 Tn by 2 plus n, because we are assuming that the partition is always divided into two equal halves. But merge sort will always have a recurrence relation Tn is equal to 2 Tn by 2 plus n, or order of n, because we are dividing the array into two segments by finding midpoint. So that's it. That is the analysis of quicksort. It works in theta n log n or big O of n log n. So which one will you prefer, quicksort or merge sort? What is the comparison? Now somebody asks you then which one is better, quicksort or merge sort? Because you can see that approximately both work in O n log n. Quicksort in best case works in O n log n and merge sort also works in O n log n. So which one will you prefer? So we have to compare quicksort and merge sort, isn't it? Which we will do in the next video. Thank you very much.